Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and want to kind of talk about all this that's going on where they're trying to eliminate history, and uh, and it's understanding why you try to eliminate history. Already, they don't teach history. Now, when you have history, this is what traditions are built on. Now, uh, to start with, okay, let's say the Marines. The Marine Corps anthem from the shore of Tripoli and, and all this kind of stuff. These were battles that the Marines were involved in before. Well, some of them was before the United States even became the United States. Um, the Marines were used to uh, protect ships, stop the pirates, and stuff like that before this was a nation. And a lot of that was from the Islamic people. So this is why we have it. Now we can get rid of uh, the anthem, and then hey, we'll just forget about Marines were doing that. Well, see, that's what's going on. It's it's that heritage, it's that tradition that makes the Marines who they are. I mean, and I say I thought Marines were the ones that did all the combat. Now, what I found out in Vietnam was 10% of the Marines saw combat. And out of that 10% that saw combat, 10% of them is what saw combat on a regular basis. So, so that means there's very few. But like I say, we have this tradition, and it's the tradition that gives us the strength to do what we have to do. Now, when they go around now, they're well, the first thing they're destroying what do you call it, statues. Okay, that's already illegal. So, what cities allow them to do that? Now we're talking about these are the corrupt, the drain the swamp people. See, we got drain the swamp. You think drain the swamp is just in the federal level? It's not. It's on our local level. So because they're not supporting the law, and so and what they're wanting to do is get rid of history. Remember, I lived in Central America, Mexico, and Asia, in China, and I've always wondered. I see all these people, and I'm thinking, why do people think the way they do? Why do they act the way they do? And so what I figured out was they don't know their history, because in all these places that I just mentioned, they're not taught the history of what gives them strength. And I talk about that when I say that I always ask and try to figure out what nationality a person is. Even here in the United States, I am asking, because that nationality has a strength. But and that strength is even more of a strength when that person understands and knows what that strength is, because we're not equal. I mean, yeah, we're born equal, but the thing is, I've noticed outside the United States on these places that I go, they're taught that they're stupid. They're taught they don't have freedoms. They're taught, you know, you know, you just do as you're told. This is what they were taught. And they believe it. So, and if this is what you believe, that's the way you're going to live your life. See, I thought maybe it was because maybe their food wasn't any good, maybe their lifestyle, maybe, their traditions, something is weak in them. And what it is, they don't know what it is. They don't push it. This is one of the reasons why I'm against mixed marriages in the way of having children. I don't care who you marry, but when you're having children, what's going to happen? You're going to lose your heritage. You're going to lose the traditions that's in your nationality. And then once you lose that, you're not going to replace it with something else. You're just going to say, "Oh, well, I'm an American." Okay, well, like I say, I'm an American. I know that. But I also realize I'm half Chinese. And I know, and like I say, the other half, I know I'm Indian, Welsh, and Irish. And I know what those mean to me. I understand the traditions. I understand the heritage. I understand the good parts, and I understand the weak parts. And then once I understand that, I can better make judgments for myself. I can say, well, why would I think something like that? And then I'm able to do that. And this is what's going on. And this is why the Black Lives Matters it's a terrorist organization. I thought we've known that. I don't understand how different companies are going along with them. Other than they all have the same goals, and that's to wipe out the history, our culture, our traditions, and and you don't need to. What you can do is add it to what you have, like me. I've added all this. This is what makes me who I am, and I understand it. I know it, but they take it apart. They don't want people to know how strong we are as individuals. They don't. They just want you to get in line and do as you're told. And that's socialism and communism. And so I hate sounding like, well, you're all the time preaching about these commies, these communists and stuff. It is. It's a reality. And why? I know and understand the traditions. I know how they develop. I know how they work. Why? I know a little bit about history. I'm not the really smartest guy around, but I'm sure the hell not an idiot. And this is what's going on. So before I said, I'm not much on protests, it's even worse now. Now these protesters are getting in line and they don't even know what they're protesting for. And when they start, let's just, change the history, get rid of all these Confederate stuff and all this kind of, that's your past. That's your tradition. That's what gives you strength. And you want to get rid of it? Yes, you can get rid of it, and then you can just stand in line. Weak. I thought these people were just plain stupid. And but like I say, it's not. They're going for changing the United States. And how do you change the United States? Well, if we have no history, we can change it to anything. We can just, if you have a clean sheet of paper, you can start marking down anything you want. Now, are you going to mark down something on that? No. These idiots will be. And what they're going to be marking down is socialism and communism. They think they can riot and make things happen. I tell you, Americans aren't too good at that. And I got that on mine. Also, the House is running a bill through. It's Bill H.R. 5717. It's 30% tax on all firearms, 50% tax on ammunition, and you have to have a federal license to buy or use firearms or buy ammunition. So this is what I'm saying. They have a goal that they're working on. And that right there, you remember I said there's no way I'm not for a revolution. We need a reset, drain the swamp. And I'll tell you, if that swamp is not drained at the federal level, the state level, at the city level, if it's not drained, that right there is enough to strike a revolution. That's how we got our freedom, is when they started going for our guns. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.